Evening friends, so that's where I'm staying and that is my destination. The sun's about to go down behind the mountain, but up there I think I'll have the best possible view in the local area. It's probably about 20-minute, half an hour hike, so I better get cracking. The only mild annoying thing is I have to keep my eyes on the ground because there are quite a few snakes around here, so I've got to be careful. Anyway, yeah. So that is where I'm staying there, and as you can see, remote. And this is my keep for the day. Next couple of days I'm going to have that one. So this is like a recon, timings, grade, difficulty, that sort of thing. Yeah, but let's sit my butt down there, have a smoke and some whiskey and some tea. But I have to get back down off this pretty sharpish when the sun goes down. Hey Red, this one is just for you. That down there is my accommodation, and just climb to the top of a small peak. That up there behind the tree is where I'm going to go next. It's about another 20 minutes, I think. Yeah. Worst places to be. As I said, I'm going to have to... Something annoying happened. This is my walking stick. I've been carrying this all through Africa, and the rubber foot has fallen off the bottom, which is irritating, to say the least. I do have something I can make into a jerry rig spare in my pack. Of course I do. Just going to take a few minutes with a knife and some glue. I have both. That's all right. So, as I mentioned a minute ago, I don't have long here. The sun is going to go down behind that mountain probably in about 10 minutes. There's still daylight, but I have to make it down. I think this entire area is made of marble because I'm sitting on marble and it's just everywhere. So I think it's just Marble Mountain. Anyway, but it is very rocky and fairly treacherous terrain, so I need to make it back to my accommodation, which is about 2 clicks down that way before it gets dark, because that one just rocks. There are already quite a few snakes. I've seen 2. Now, I have many skills, but Ophidian Law is not one of them. They looked reasonably sized from my vantage point, but big snake and stay away is pretty much the action of the day. So yes, I had to be careful, and that means leaving pretty much as soon as the sun goes down behind that mountain, which is in very short order. I'm going to leave earlier next time because, as I mentioned, behind that gorgeous tree there, that peak is my ultimate destination for the week, because I think yeah, I mean it's a massive pile of fucking rock. Yeah, I think that would be the best vantage point in the area. Good to get the blood pumping. I just had a video call with Mark, and he does what he always does. So kind of semi-cajole, semi-orders me to do things, which I then do. Anyway. So I'm trying to use my stick as little as possible because of the missing foot. So I'm putting it only in soft-ish earth as opposed to rock. I have found a really good way down. God, it's pretty. It's so beautiful. So it's a little annoying not being able to use my stick to its full potential, but I like this stick and I want to preserve it and not wear away the wood at the foot. I will say though that at the top I had let's say 2 measures of whiskey, which is making my descent somewhat jolly. Anyway. So quite a few of these little gullies. Oh yes. Worst places to be. I love that. Awesome little overhang. That'll make a very nice house for a snake. Right, so I'm making very good time, having left myself a good amount of time. So I'm taking a slight detour. I see 2 completely cool trees I want to buzz past, and I'm on the flat. Well, nearly now. This terrain is some treacherous shit, man. So you've got to keep your eyes on your feet. And well, forgive me if I'm explaining or lecturing my more semi-pro people, but climbing mountains and stuff, or hiking up inclines, that sort of stuff, there are definitely ways to do it and ways not to do it. One of the good ways when ascending and descending is to keep your feet under your shoulders. Small steps, fast pace, but small steps, because you lock in your quadriceps and your glutes. Woo! Sorry, nearly overbalanced. I'm good at multitasking, but this is rocky terrain. So to make things as efficient as possible and reduce fatigue to the bare minimum required. Wow, that is cool. Right? Yeah. It's a beautiful sunset behind the mountains. Anyway, so made it down from, I think they're hills more than mountains, you understand? Although the locals do refer to them as mountains. Yeah, been using my stick as little as possible, which has been annoying. Wow, but look at that, man. But yes, but I've got plenty of time. I'm now nearly on the mildly undulating flat, as it were. Yeah, good tree. Okay. Good tree. Oh. Yeah. I am absolutely going to have to ask what species of tree this is, because it's absolutely badass. Right, on a bit of a clock now. This little detour was awesome, but now I really do have to make it back down the hill pretty fast, because now I'm on the flat. It's a great deal easier. I want to be back through the fence before it gets dark, because it's going to get dark very fast now. I reckon the sun's just gone down behind the horizon. So I have to motivate. Right, well that was actually very successful. I made it back about 5 minutes ago, charged my home phone for a second, I got back pretty much just as the light changed, and I would have had to have pulled out the flashlight that, of course, I have in my pack. But made it back in time for that. And at the top, I did notice that the peak that I intend to walk up to later on this week, it falls into shadow about 10 minutes earlier than my vantage point today, and it'll take about 10 minutes to descend, so I think I'll get back about the same kind of time. That was fun. Tree Junior, and behind him, Tree Senior. Yeah. Good afternoon, friends. So, I'm on top of the mountain. Well, on top of one of the many mountains in this area. And I've still got 20 minutes of direct sunlight. I'm gonna have to start down as soon as the sun goes down behind that mountain, because it was treacherous as hell getting up here. Really was. But fun, but treacherous. And now I've got a good route down. I've just got to get down off this particular peak, and then it's kind of plateau, and then it's the same route I went down the other day. Tired, but good. Whole. I can see that my accommodation down there is already in darkness. So, yeah, and it's 10 to 7, I guess. So, I've got some time. Got some whiskey. And, yeah, pretty good. Oh yes, one rather annoying thing. I mentioned the other day I had lost the closed foam foot from my walking stick. I mentioned that I had something I could jerry-rig into a spare. That's what I did this morning. I was very happy with it, but then look what's happened to it. So it was easy to make, but it lasted about 45 minutes. Now, on the plus side, it will just about make it down. And maybe Len has something I can use, I don't know. Even if it's just duct tape, really. I could make a duct tape foot for the next couple of weeks. Anyway. I'm loving how the sunlight is hitting the, I'm going to go with marble or quartz in the rocks and reflecting off it. That's really quite cool. Lost kiss. And back into sunlight again.
crop was where I was.